Okay, so we're going to read Johnny Appleseed today, okay? All right, here we go. So Johnny Appleseed was written by Jody Shepard. Okay, this story is about Johnny Appleseed. What a name like that. You would think that it was make-believe, wouldn't you? Johnny Appleseed is a real name, but Johnny Appleseed is a real person who lived more than 200 years ago. It's a long time ago, isn't it? Yeah, 200 years. It was a sunny fall day in Massachusetts when a boy named Johnny Chapman was born. That's the same name that I have, isn't it? Oh my goodness, how about that? The baby had cheeks as red and round as apples. Okay, let's see. Johnny's big sister, Elizabeth, was happy to have a little brother. The children played together with whatever they could find. It was as the sun shone and the rain fell, and Johnny played, and all was well. Do y'all ever have, you have brothers and sisters? Yeah, see? Awesome. Okay, let's. Awesome. Okay.
With our hand.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, let's learn more. So he had a big sister. So Johnny's family grew bigger. Johnny and his sister were joined by 10 younger stepbrothers and stepsisters. Oh my goodness, 10.
10.
What a busy, noisy house. So all the children, all 10 other brothers and sisters would play in the house. So you know it was pretty noisy, right? Yeah. Johnny would go outside when he needed quiet time. Sometimes he would walk along the river. The squishy mud felt good under his toes. So he would walk along the river through the mud. Other times, he would sit under a tree and read. Y'all ever go outside and want to just read a book? Yeah, awesome. Johnny would watch animals in the wild. The foxes playing in the meadow, the deer dashing in the woods, and the birds soaring high and wide in the blue skies. If he found an injured animal, Johnny would take care of it until the creature was well. So he was in the forest, and look at there's a deer that was injured. And so what did he do? He went and took care of it until it got well. Johnny liked being outside. When he got older, he went to work in an apple orchard, just like his great-great-great-grandfather long before him. So all of his great-great-great-grandfather used to work in the same orchard. The sun shone and the rain fell, and Johnny grew up, and all was well. All right, let's see what he does. Johnny learned everything about growing apples. He was happy planting seeds, taking care of trees, and munching on delicious fruit. Have anybody ever taken a seed and put it in and grew it? Just raise your hand if you've ever grown a seed. Wow. Did you, in the garden, if you grew a seed, were you able to eat the vegetables that you grew? Yes? Awesome. Well, Johnny's doing the same thing. Plants seeds, grows them, and then he eats those awesome apples. Lots of people were moving out west then. When Johnny was all grown up, he decided to go west too. He didn't bring much with him. For a hat, he used a pot. See the little pot on his head?
Yeah.
For a shirt, he used a burlap sack, was just fine. And shoes, well, why wear shoes when you have two perfectly good feet? So he walked around barefoot everywhere. Yeah, he did. All right, Johnny traveled countrywide. The sun kept him warm by day, and the stars made a roof over his head at night. The rain washed him clean, and the animals kept him company. Have you ever laid outside at night and looked at the beautiful stars? Yeah, raise your hand. Yes, some of you. Excellent.
I saw the stars. They were like a really cool star.
Awesome, yes sir. All right, let's see what happens. Sometimes Johnny would stop and plant apple seeds. As soon as seedlings grew, he would sell the small plants to families moving west. When he got to where he was going, the family planted Johnny's seedlings, and they grew up as trees for their own. So then they had their own apple trees. Johnny was friends to everyone. Oh, he's in a canoe and he sees some friends. Wherever he went, he'd bring seedlings, pitch with the chores, and share stories of his adventures. So when he would be there, he would be helping out with chores, and he was helping these children, and then he's telling the stories of where he's been and what he's done. So he was friends to everyone. The season passed. Every fall, Johnny gathered seeds from ripe apples. Every spring, he planted the seeds and passed the seedlings to settlers. He planted so many apple seeds that before long, people started calling him Johnny Appleseed. So if his real name's Johnny Chapman, they start calling him Johnny Appleseed. He had a nickname, right? Johnny Appleseed. Anybody have a nickname other than your original name, your real name? Awesome. All right, so his name was Johnny Appleseed. And the sun shone and the rain fell and the trees filled the land and all was well. Year after year, Johnny tended his orchard, visited friends and family, and kept under the stars. He slept under the stars at night. Because of him, people always had fresh fruit to eat. Because of him, land grew beautiful. So whenever you had all those trees, the land looked even more pretty. Like we have all of our oak trees here, they had all the apple trees all around. Johnny Appleseed left behind thousands and thousands of apple trees all across the country. Just think, the next apple that you may eat may be from the orchard that first was planted by Johnny Appleseed. And the sun shone and the rain fell and Johnny's story lives on and all is well. So that's the story of Johnny Appleseed. So he was able to plant lots and lots of apple trees, and those trees, many of those trees still grow to this day because he shared those seeds with others and he gave to others so that people would be prosperous and they could eat from those delicious apples. Yes, ma'am?
I thought it was fiction at the beginning until it said he was a real man.
Yeah, and look what, you know what? Thank you for even saying that. Look what this back says. This is the story about a real boy who loved eating apples, planting apple seeds, and growing apple trees. This is a story about Johnny Appleseed.